Good morning, students. Today we will start subject history of class 9, chapter 2, Socialism in Europe and the Russian Revolution. Contents are: what changed after October, the Civil War, making a socialist society, Stalinism and collectivization. Topic 5 is the global influence of the Russian Revolution and the USSR. What changed after October? The Bolsheviks were totally opposed to private property. Most industry and banks were nationalized in November in 1917. This meant that the government took over ownership and management. Land was declared social property and peasants were allowed to seize the land of the nobility. In cities, Bolsheviks enforced the partition of large houses according to family requirements. They banned the use of old titles of aristocracy. To assert the change, new uniforms were designed for the army and official clothing competition organized in 1918 when the Soviet hat was chosen. The Bolshevik Party was renamed the Russian Communist Party. The Bolsheviks conducted the election to the Constituent Assembly, but they failed to gain majority support. In January 1918, the Assembly rejected Bolshevik measures and Lenin dismissed the Assembly. In 1918, the Bolsheviks made peace with Germany at Brest-Litovsk. The Bolsheviks became the only party to participate in the election to the All-Russian Congress of Soviet, which became the parliament of the country. Russia became a one-party state. Trade unions were kept under party control. The secret police were called the Cheka, punished those who criticized the Bolsheviks. Many young writers and artists rallied to the party because it stood for socialism and for change. Topic 4.1 The Civil War. When the Bolsheviks ordered land distribution, the Russian army began to break up. Soldiers, mostly peasants, wished to go home for the redistribution and deserted. Non-Bolshevik socialist liberals and supporters of autocracy condemned the Bolsheviks' uprising. Their leaders moved to South Russia and organized troops to fight the Bolsheviks. The Red, the Green Socialist Revolutionaries and White Pro-Tsarists controlled most of the Russian Empire. They were backed by French, American, British and Japanese troops. All those forces who were worried at the growth of socialism in Russia. As these troops and the Bolsheviks fought a civil war, looting, banditry and famine became common. Topic 4.2 Making a Socialist Society. During the Civil War, the Bolsheviks kept industries and banks nationalized. They permitted peasants to cultivate the land that had been socialized. Bolsheviks used confiscated land to demonstrate what collective work could be. A process of centralized planning was introduced. On this basis, they made the 5-year plan. The government fixed all prices to promote industrial growth during the first 2 plans. Centralized planning led to economic growth. Industrial production increased. New factory cities came into being. However, rapid constructions led to poor working conditions. Workers lived hard lives and the result was 550 stoppages of work in the first year alone. Workers had to climb down from the 4th floor and dash across the street in order to go to the toilet. An extended schooling system developed and arrangements were made for factory workers and peasants to enter universities. Creches were established, factories for the children of women workers. Cheap public health care was provided. Model living quarters were set up for workers. The effect of all this was uneven, though since government resources were limited. Topic 4.3, Stalinism and collectivization. The period of early planned economy was linked to the disasters to the collectivization of agriculture. By 1927 to 1928, Soviet Russia was facing an acute problem of grain supplies. The government fixed prices at which grain must be sold, but the peasants refused to sell their grain to government buyers at these prices. Stalin, who headed the party after the death of Lenin, introduced farm emergency measures. He believed that rich peasants and traders in the countryside were holding stocks in the hope of higher prices. Speculation had to be stopped and supplies confiscated. In 1928, the party members stored the grain producing areas, supervising enforced grain collection, and reading kulaks, the name for well-to-do peasants. As shortage continued, the decision was taken to collectivize farms. It was argued that grain shortages were partly due to the small size of holdings. Stalin followed collectivization program. From 1929, the party forced all peasants to cultivate in collective farms, means kolkhoz. The large land were transferred to the ownership of collective farms. Peasants worked on the land and the kolkhoz profit was shared. Enraged peasants destroyed the livestock. Those who resisted collectivizations were severely punished. Stalin government allowed some independent cultivation but treated such cultivators unsympathetically. In spite of collectivization, production did not increase immediately. In fact, bad harvest of 1930 to 1933 led to one of most devastating famines in Soviet history when over 4 million people died. Topic 5. The global influence of the Russian Revolution and the USSR. Existing socialist party in Europe did not wholly approve of the way the Bolsheviks took power and kept it. However, the possibility of a workers' state fired people's imagination across the world. In many countries, communist parties were formed, like the Communist Party of Great Britain. Yet by the 1950s, it was acknowledged within the country that the style of government in the USSR was not keeping with the ideals of the Russian Revolution. In the world socialist movement, too, it was recognized that all was not well in the Soviet Union. A backward country had become a great power. Its industries and agriculture had developed and the poor were being fed. But it had denied the essential freedoms to the citizens and carried out its developmental projects through repressive policies. But in each country, the ideas of socialism were rethought in a variety of different ways. Thank you.